and then they eat that as foundation, and then they buy pure water. The pure water they used to buy for 5 pesos. Now it's 30 pesos. So that is the life, and you go to bed till the next morning.
So that's the 010.
010. Okay. If you lose that and play 011, the next day you go 000. You need to know how to play the tactic, and you need to be careful not to get an ulcer, because if you get ulcer, you can't even afford the omeprazole in the family. so you need to know how to play it such that you don't. So sometimes you play 010, sometimes you do 001, sometimes 100. And now if you make a mistake and say you are doing an outdooring or doing a party, you see the number of people who come and gate crash your things. Boys are walking around this town and looking for people's parties just to go there and get free meals. That is how desperate the young people of this country have become.
George. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Last one.
Ono na wadin kunim tuningi na yenedia yeswe wudin ni wo adin na su I abandon good night dawai I'm feeling good good night I'm your mother blasters go keep a stock of land omu person bomu chance amu mother fire me those times a mother go a kura na me kura me sini nyai me dive in kura better check
ojo mama sample mama sample
how do this
oja
Shame. Now they are being protected by security. Egypt qualified with 3 points. Egypt qualified with 3 points.
Why are you killing us? Why?
We decide we will never go to we want to report them. They won't come. They are running away. So why is that always the party? Why is it only today's game? They don't want to yeah, let's go. So why are they not coming? Why? What the heck? 2-0. I'm not going this way. I'm going that way. Are you only getting here? You made a good watch. Thank you. What's that? Okay, now Hey. Nobody's fighting. Who is fighting?
And then they'll come to the midfield.
We are waiting for them. We are waiting for them. We won't do anything. We just want to ask them questions. We won't touch anybody. We are just asking questions. We are asking questions as media. We won't touch anybody. Minister, don't go and bring them. Minister, don't bring them. Bring the players.
You overprotected this place. You overprotected this place.
Bring them.
And then they'll come to the midfield.
We are waiting for them. We are waiting for them. We won't do anything. We just want to ask them questions. We won't touch anybody. We are just asking questions. We are asking questions as media. We won't touch anybody. Minister, don't go and bring them. Minister, don't bring them. Bring the players.
You overprotected this place. You overprotected this place.
Bring them.
Football, sometimes football, things happen. As I said earlier, the only thing we have is that we have control over our performance, but we don't have control what will happen at the end. But you can see everyone gave 100%, and everyone gave 100%, and everyone was good today because the approach was different from the first game. We started well, and then we finished well. Just that we did mistakes as a team, and then we need to go back there and then correct those mistakes. And then what I'm happy about is we still have last game to go. That's the most important thing, because sometimes you can't get another chance to go again. So if you still have another chance to go again, we just need to stay united, and then we make sure we move as one family, and then we deliver.
I think now today's game is over. We have to focus about the Monday game. So we have training tomorrow, and then we see the Monday game how we go. But today we learn, and I think we did very well today. You can see we have 2 goals early, and they come and we give them the goals. So I think Monday will be different game. So
you've been in the dressing room. Is it more disappointment, or you're taking the positives from this game?
Yeah, of course. Everybody is disappointed. Even you, I know Ghana, everybody is disappointed. So, like I say, today's game is over. So we look forward for Monday game.
We win as a team, we lose as a team. There is no individual mistake. When we do a mistake, we do mistake as a team. You know, this is the most important thing, because when you mention a player, you're gonna kill the player for the next game. You understand? It's the most important thing. So we win as a team, we lose as a team. So the most important thing is we need to focus on the next game, I think.
Pressure on you guys ahead of the final group game?
No, really. Just we need to give everything. I think we're going to get the win when you give everything here.
The performance today was good, but obviously the mistakes let us down. But listen, we just have to win on Monday. That's all we can do now.
And you believe we can do that?
I believe we can do that. We've got the players too. We showed them the performance today without the mistakes. So yeah, let Monday come and hopefully we can win.
I wish you well.
You look at the first half, you were excellent. But I just want to find out, in terms of chemistry, how is it going with the guys that you played with today?
I mean, you know what the players are going to do. Like, we train with them every day, so we know what their strengths or weaknesses are. So whenever, for example, Kudus gets the ball, I know he's going to dribble, so I stay far away so he can have the space. But yeah, I think the chemistry is good.
Your expectations for the next game? Are you going to win? Are you confident?
Yeah, we are confident. Yeah, it's a crucial game. We are confident. We played really well today, like I said. So yeah, let Monday come and we'll win.
It's football. Sometimes football, things happen. As I said earlier, the only thing we have is that we have control over our performance, but we don't have control what will happen at the end. But you can see everyone give 100%, and everyone gave 100%, and
I think it was a moment of decision making, and we take the performance part, and also to have all our players maybe in the next game. You know, it's difficult to have a performance of this level, and so we will build on this against our last game.
We've put ourselves in a very difficult position to qualify to the next stage.
Yes, we know that. We know that we go into a game that we now have to win. This we're aware of. But at this moment, it's about a performance today that was far better than the performance against Cape Verde. And if we put in this type of performance today, then we give ourselves a better chance.
Chris, how disappointing is it being 2 goals up, being up in the game twice, to let that go?
Yes, but unfortunately, this is football. You know, I think first and foremost, you have to have a level of performance, and I thought our level of performance was good. Mistakes happen in the game, and you have to accept it.
If you know you don't have the heart, when we land in Ghana, you are going to listen to what Ghanaians are going to say. Take your things and go home. We are going to win and we'll qualify. Okay? So relax, calm down, let's go.
Yes, I'm one of afraid. Hey, no, yes, I'm one of afraid. Yes, I'm one of afraid. Yes, I'm one of afraid.
Because we believe that we did not start the revolution. We inherited the revolution, and therefore it's important to always remind ourselves of where we come from. Prior to European arrival, Ghana was home to powerful empires like the mighty Ashanti, renowned for their gold trade and military prowess. These societies had complex social structures, sophisticated cultural traditions, and well-developed trade networks. An early victim of European interests, the European presence in Ghana began with the Portuguese explorers who arrived in the 15th century, and from then till the 19th century, Ghana, then known as the Gold Coast, became a major source of enslaved people for the transatlantic trade. European powers established ports and trading ports along the coast, exchanging manufactured goods for enslaved Africans captured primarily from the interior regions. The forced removal of millions of people had a profound demographic and social impact on Ghana. It weakened communities, fueled interstate conflict, and led to cultural loss. The transatlantic slave trade left a deep and enduring mark on Ghana's collective memory. While acknowledging the trauma inflicted, it's important to recognize the resilience and resistance displayed by many communities and individuals during this period. However, it was the Dutch, British, and later the French who played more significant roles in the colonization of the Gold Coast, what is now called Ghana. The British gradually and establishments of ports along the coastline. By the mid-19th century, the Gold Coast became a British colony. The scramble for Africa saw Britain and other European countries aggressively carving up the continent. The Gold Coast fell under British control, marking the start of formal colonial rule as a result of the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. The imposition of colonial rule led to significant social changes. Traditional social structures were often disrupted and a new system were introduced to serve the interests of the colonizers. Furthermore, missionary activities played a role in introducing Western education and administration. Christianity and a class of educated Africans who often aligned with the colonial rulers while the majority remained marginalized. There are those who wanted to assimilate with the British policies, undermining their own traditional languages, customs, and belief systems, contributing to a loss of cultural activity. The Gold Coast economy also, however, it was the Dutch, British, and later the French who played more significant roles in the colonization of the Gold Coast, what is now called Ghana. The British gradually and establishments of ports along the coastline. By the mid-19th century, the Gold Coast became a British colony. The scramble for Africa saw Britain and other European countries aggressively carving up the continent. The Gold Coast fell under British control, marking the start of formal colonial rule as a result of the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. The imposition of colonial rule led to significant social changes. Traditional social structures were often disrupted and a new system were introduced to serve the interests of the colonizers. Furthermore, missionary activities played a role in introducing Western education and administration. Christianity and a class of educated Africans who often aligned with the colonial rulers while the majority remained marginalized. There are those who wanted to assimilate with the British policies, undermining their own traditional languages, customs, and belief systems, contributing to a loss of cultural activity. The Gold Coast economy also, however, it was the Dutch, British, and later the French who played more significant roles in the colonization of the Gold Coast, what is now called Ghana. The British gradually and establishments of ports along the coastline. By the mid-19th century, the Gold Coast became a British colony. The scramble for Africa saw Britain and other European countries aggressively carving up the continent. The Gold Coast fell under British control, marking the start of formal colonial rule as a result of the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. The imposition of colonial rule led to significant social changes. Traditional social structures were often disrupted, and a new system were introduced to serve the interests of the colonizers. Furthermore, missionary activities played a role in introducing Western education and administration, Christianity, and following the independence of Ghana, all liberation movements found a home here in Ghana. The organization of South Africa, such as the ANC, the organization of Angola, such as MPLA, the organization of Mozambique, such as Frelimo, and many other liberation movements found this place as a liberated zone. And
who do you want us to vote for?
Dr. Baumia.
Constituency chairman, who do you want us to vote for?
His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
I'm going to the Council of Elders. Council of Elders and Patron, who do you want us to vote for?
Dr. Baumia.
Good. Former MP, people's mother, people's mother, people's mother, people's mother. Former MP, who do you want us to vote for?
Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia.
MC, who do you want us to vote for?
Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
The Petros, who do you want us to vote for?
Dr. Baumia.
Police dancing, 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 police dancing. Who do you want us to vote for?
Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia.
Who do you want us to vote for?
Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia.
If you want us to vote for Alhaji Baumia, raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand. Whoa! I can see, I feel it. I feel it. Raise your hand. Clap for yourself, clap for yourself. You see? If you are Council of Elders and Patron, if you are MP and constituency chairman and executives, if the coordinators and the police stations are saying they are going to vote for Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, then as a regional chairman, whom am I? Whom am I? Whom am I? Whom am I? Whom am I?
Nana Akufo-Addo has made it very clear that his government is going to build a globally competitive economy. We have not really been thinking global, and this is what we need to do, that we have to understand that we are in competition with other countries, and investment moves from country to country, and we have to think global. And so, the Nana Akufo-Addo policy, which he stated, is just basically to build the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly economy in Africa. This is the goal that we are going to try to do, the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly. The tax issue is a major issue, because if you are so, fixated on revenue, you will essentially end up hurting your production. And so if you go back into history, you study the economic history of United States, Germany, England, all of them have used the tax, policy to encourage production. And this is why we are saying that, today you have a situation in Ghana, unbelievable situation, when businesses are out on strike. Businesses who should be selling are out on strike. Why are they out on strike? Because they've been overburdened by taxes. And if you don't take care, you'll be chasing the tax revenue and killing businesses. And when you kill businesses, it means you are causing unemployment. And so if you go back, this is why Nana Akufo-Addo is saying, we need to mobilize financial resources. So why are you going to be imposing VAT on financial services? It doesn't make sense in a country which has got a very large unbanked population, and we want people to bank. We will abolish that, he says. We will abolish import duty on all raw materials, because that has been a policy that will help production. Let the businesses produce. Let them make profit. And when they make profit and employ people, we will get income taxes and we will get corporate taxes. So you don't go ahead to kill the business. No, let them bring in the raw materials, let them produce. Then you will tax, at the end of the day. And I think that you have a government where you have cutlasses being taxed, condoms being taxed, and even savings. There was a 1% imposition on savings, which was later withdrawn.
On investments, yes.
On investments, which was later. I mean, even to think about it it's
been suspended.
It's been suspended. But even to think about it.
Oh, it's now abolished, is it?
Okay, good. Yeah, but even to think about it.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country. If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Wednesday, the 24th day of January, 2024. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're here to another edition of the show. Our gratitude go to the Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. No, no, no. These aren't our black stars. The Ghanaian Times. TUC kicks against 15% VAT on electricity. Gives government 7-day ultimatum to withdraw it. Work on Tertiary Link Road stalls over non-payment of funds. PIAC. Ghana-Germany vows to deepen economic cooperation. Ghana supporters bus vandalized. Driver jailed 8 years for attempting to kidnap man and daughter. That's the Ghanaian Times. Daily Guide. EC proposes November for elections. Nam 1 pulled gun on us. Witness. Constituents highly rate Stephen Amoah. Man kills 3-week-old baby for rituals. Judgment day for coup in court plotters. The New Crusading Guide. Dr. Stephen Amoah, shining MP so far in Ishiaisu constituency, research shows. Please probe Deloitte boss over alleged falsification, perjury, and fabrication. Best League Ventures fights Lands Commission over certificate number TD 21159. Petitions Minister. Oforikrom falls for Claudia Lumo as next MP. Vulcanizers welcome road safety practice permit law. Breaking the 8, Napo remains NPP grassroots choice for VIP. Richard Nyama. The Insight. Akufo-Addo declares full support for Ukraine. Our divisive leaders. Atta Kennedy writes and slams President Akufo-Addo. Akim Swedru primary. I'm winning by 68%. Kennedy Nyakun. Adam GH bears teeth at government as he seeks to petition UN over disturbances in Boku. Banker youth petition IGP and Shiraj over alleged trumped charges, unauthorized photographs against some prominent individuals. The Informer. Elections 2024. Don't vote party colors. MOG to Ghanaians. Bawumia emphasizes benefits of digitization as London-based magazine features Ghana prominently. Let's dialogue. End violence in Boku. Ayariga appeals to factions. Africa unity, threat to detractors. South Africa opposition leader. On electricity tax, ECG pulls foot. Question. The Inquisitor. Attacks on GRSML deal. Nane's relative caught. As GI writes to President. Afenyo Makin donates to UNICEF and immigration. Bantama politics. Ralph exposes Kennedy. Zongo chiefs yen for DMB. Napo pair. Deputy Sports Minister chases Suhum MP over lies to delegates. The Herald. GRA Board Chair and Commissioner General failing integrity tests for endorsing Ken Ofori-Attah's SML deal. Cocoa beans shortage in Ghana forces processors shut down. Workers layoff imminent. Bell Beverages faces reports of unlawful use of minors in alcohol advertisement. State witness exposed as accused person at Kokobo trial. The Herald responds to Major General Opompe Press hired cheap guns. The Daily Statesman. 5 presidents to grace APD 2024. As 800 delegates storm Ghana to promote intra-Africa trade. EC proposes new date for 2024 elections. NPP outlines rules for Saturday's parliamentary elections. Government works to retool timber industry. Amasaman NPP delegates endorse Akwesi Afrifa Mensah. The Daily Searchlight. Withdraw VAT on electricity now, TEC demands. Pastor caught attempting to sleep with married woman. In team wishes all candidates best of luck. GTech initiates moves to have a policy framework for transnational education in Ghana. NPP primaries. I will prioritize education, health, security in Domiko Abenya, Mike Okwe Jr. The Ghanaian Publisher. BizBox projects aim to transform lives. GEA CEO. Afenyo Makin donates 300 bank bears to Winisec. Tampuli confirmed as Gushegu NPP parliamentary candidate. Etiwa East holds Sabina in high esteem. One of my favorite persons. The Custodian. We're yet to charge 15% VAT on electricity, ECG. Efutu MP gives modern office equipment to immigration service. Alasan Tampuli confirmed to retain Gushegu seat. VRA to begin lower Volta dredging project. The New Finder. IMF 15% inflation for 2024 unrealistic. As revenue enhancement measures fuels price build. Professor Lord Mensah. Dare to be different in a heavily stereotyped media environment. Dr. Otabil. Cocoa shortage forces shutdown of cocoa processors. TUC gives government 1 week ultimatum to withdraw VAT on electricity. Daily Post. You have 7 days to revoke VAT on electricity, TUC to government. Ghana's democracy threatened by corruption, Julius Malema. Men's Gold Saga. Nam 1 pulled a gun on us when we demanded our interest. Witness tells court. IPAC. EC proposes election date change to November. And that's about it For the front pages, we'll be back shortly.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
On my long and stressful days, I long for the refreshing company of my favorite companion. Wow, my favorite. I should make onions, maybe tomatoes. Hi. Oh, hello. Please, I need to know the drink you were enjoying earlier at the shop. Sure. Even on Sundays in the market, nothing is for one. Guess what I brought? A refreshing companion for you and I.
My favorite.
Angel Drinks. Nyamepe, nyawenijehu.
This advert is FDA approved.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath.
I'm a fat missy way.
Prepacho bantama.
Machasi.
Cycle.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me Jidi say we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's Kia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasan. Kile kosen. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling kika when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Discover the perfect blend of quality, modern elegance and affordability with Kingdom Home Real Estate. At Kingdom Home Real Estate, we cater to both local and international clients, offering exceptional housing options in Ebri and Ekropong. Our properties are conveniently located, providing a tranquil atmosphere, top-notch security, and essential amenities such as electricity, water, and backup generators. Our strategic locations offer easy access to popular tourist destinations, all within a 30-minute drive from Accra. Visit us in Ekropon right after the Latte Junction or in Ebri near the Ebri Girls Senior High School. Alternatively, you can reach us Kingdom Home Real Estate, where your dream home becomes a reality.
Everything 12 January, I got him say about Afcon every year. My Afcon and Soja call. I won't fear Hisense TV, Afcon TV, and a sound system. Yatisu say who? A Hisense Afcon double promo. Yeah, best you Afcon beer. I love Afcon beer. Can clear our Hisense and Afcon TV so. Sadam the da. Let's comment in the suit. See clear our Hisense sound system so. Bora Hisense showroom bia. Na ube uza ya TV any sound system so. Esan Afcon ninti. Sa uto adi our Hisense ya. Wasumu Jones. Hisense nkwane ma 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. Sa Afcon radio. Yama nije no anya double. If we say Hisense will hama mo. Hisense. Yeah, they want to football so. Esan football ninti.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with your front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
And you man see.
This advert has been vetted and approved by
the biggest car center in Ghana, offering unparalleled round-the-clock service in autos and accessories. Nadam Autofix is the biggest distributors of used tires in Ghana, offering first-grade second-hand car tires of all rim sizes at both wholesale and retail prices. We are also the leading name in car sensor diagnostics, corrections and sales of car accessories. We excel in car washing and detailing with state-of-the-art steam engine washing machines that keep water away from your engine, ensuring a clean, healthy and responsive engine. Nadam Autofix, the first name in servicing, car accessories and car washing. Visit us today and experience the world of class difference. Find us today at Asoridaho, directly opposite Dansoman KFC and the Shell filling station. For more details, you can call us on 0503 244 266 or 0535 339823. Nado Motofix, Wukwain Sunyonko Papa.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana, live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning, I have Kwesi Pratt Jr., who is the managing editor of the Inside newspaper. Kwesi, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Also with me on the show this morning is the CEO of Valco, who is also a former member of parliament for the Tema East constituency, the Honorable Daniel Nikwate Titus Glover. Nikwate, good morning.
Good morning, Anity.
No drama.
Belated.
Thank you.
You feel birthday, but unfortunately I was far away from Accra. I was in Nalerugu.
Yes.
I wanted to be part of this your 50th milestone, the fifth floor. So, congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Where's Daily Graphic says, no, no, no. These aren't our Black Stars. Do you agree?
Look, the performance of the Stars has not been impressive over a period. And I am careful not to sound overly critical. Because I can't play soccer better than those who we fielded. You understand? You know, if I could do better than them, I would then have the authority to criticize them to a certain level. I don't think that I'm qualified, you know, to criticize them. However, I've some observations about the management of Ghanaian soccer. One, it's become obvious that any player who shows promise, you know, after dribbling a few other opponents on the field, scoring a few goals and so on, our thing is to sell the player. Any player who shows promise must be sold to go and play in a foreign land and so on. And I find that extremely distasteful, because if you continuously do that, you would not be able to develop local soccer. Then there's also the case of total lack of patronage for our own football. I mean, and the media is largely responsible for that situation. You tune into radio or to television in the morning, and all the discussion is about Chelsea, is about Manchester United, and so on. There's very little attention to Ghanaian soccer. And that adds as a disincentive, you know, to investment in soccer in Ghana and so on. It shifts the focus completely. It gets worse when elected public officials, and even sometimes managers, you know, of football, see local teams as their second choice. I mean, they're all supporters of Manchester United, of Tottenham, and so on. So that is also has contributed significantly to the deterioration. The third thing that I see as a major, you know, contributing factor is simply the fact of over-reliance on foreign players or players who play outside the country. I think it's a major, major, major problem. I mean, for a coach to do well, the coach has to understand the players, has to be able to predict the conduct of players and their style in moments of difficulty and so on. Now, if you have a coach who simply just assembles players, you know, in the nick of time and so on, the coach is not able to have a full understanding of the strengths and weaknesses of players. And that, for me, is a major, major, you know, problem. Now, I think that the Black Stars should become a truly Ghanaian national team. As it is now, it is not. Yesterday, I was going through the social media pages, and I saw a post by a gentleman who says that, look, some of the players don't even eat local Ghanaian food. They don't speak any Ghanaian language, you know. If you ask them to show you their family houses, they will not be able to do that, you know. So clearly, even if you look at the criteria for nationalization or naturalization, they don't qualify. That's a huge problem. They don't know the country. They don't know us. So to what extent would you expect a certain patriotic commitment to the country? It's not there.
But see,
they are not Ghanaians.
You have said nephews and nieces who were born outside Ghana. Some have not come to Ghana, have never been to Ghana.
Yeah.
Now, but they are Ghanaians by virtue of who their parents are.
Yeah.
Now, if they happen to be footballers and they are that good, and by the rules they qualify to play for Ghana, why should they be excluded?
Now, when you're playing for Ghana, there ought to be a certain commitment to the country. You know, I mean, I've heard this statement that they have to die for Ghana. How do you die for a country that you don't even know? That's a problem. It's a huge problem. They may be legally, technically Ghanaian, but where is the commitment to the country?
So if you look, for example, if you look at this particular tournament, one of the players that many Ghanaians are really happy about in terms of his commitment and play and everything is Jiku. Jiku falls in the category of the people you are referring to, born in France, never been to Ghana until he was invited to the national team. I don't know if he knows where his family house is or whatever, but he plays with a certain high level of commitment.
But Randy, you know that there's always an exception to the general.
Yes.
You understand? And I think that the general is more important in this discussion than the exceptions. You understand? So we need to get back to the era where we saw commitments of people like Frank Odoi, VC10, especially Reverend Osei Kofi,
right,
who refused many offers, you know, from outside because of his commitment to the country. So playing for the country requires a certain level of commitment, you know, to the country. Now, even in the selection of players from outside, sometimes one really wonders. Here is our national team. And our national team is fielding a third goalkeeper, not second, third goalkeeper. You know, from a team which is playing in some league, you know, outside the country. It raises questions, it's very serious questions. I mean, when it comes to goalkeeping in Ghana, I remember the days of Nawu. Nawu, I think he started with the Olympics.
Yes.
John
Nawu.
Yeah, John Botia. This guy, this popular guy, Mensah, what is his other name? No. Mensah, this guy, Robert Mensah from Cape Coast, you know, and so on. I mean, if we've had these excellent goalkeepers before, how come that we are in this state? Because everywhere else, when you have the likes of course, Robert Mensah died, you know, so we couldn't make much use of his talents and so on. But all the others, why couldn't we train them as goalkeeping coaches and so on and use them? I don't understand what is happening to Ghana soccer at all. At all. I don't.
The goalkeeper's trainer is a former national goalkeeper, Richard Kingston, Olele.
Oh yeah, Olele was a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, he is the current.
Okay.
He was the goalkeeper's trainer for the Black Stars.
Yeah, but he must have material that he can work on. He has to have material, you know, that he can work on. I'm so disappointed, you know, and then sometimes it's difficult to make public commentary, but here I'm tempted to do so. I mean, it's difficult to find the likes of Stephen Appiah today. You can't find them in the team. You understand? I mean, Abede Pele, I mean, his commitment, I mean, not just to Ghana, but his commitment in promoting his own career. I mean, I saw Abede Pele for the first time when he was playing for Real Tamale United. And I used to have conversations with him. I used to work in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and I used to have conversations with him. And it was clear that he had chosen football as his path. And he wanted to do something that nobody else has done in football. The commitment to his personal development. Abede Pele was not about how much he was earning and so on. It was about soccer and how to improve his skills and so on. You hardly find people like that these days, you know. And then we've always been talking about having foreign coaches. It makes me sick in the tummy. You know, foreign coaches, look at the records. Look at the records. I mean, this coach we had for this encounter, who in the world is going to argue that his performance was better than Kwesi Appiah? Who can argue that this coach is better than Kwesi Appiah? But you see, because of our inferiority complex, the guy doesn't wear our color, our skin color, and so on. So,
but he's Ghanaian. He's Ghanaian.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's from Bisi.
Bisi?
Yes.
And he's been interested in Ghana soccer. I heard about him only recently.
Yes, his dad.
You see the problem.
Yes,
now you see the problem.
So he's Irish and Ghanaian.
But you see the problem.
But born there.
My brother is even surprised.
He's from Jersey.
My brother is even surprised.
You know, he before he got the job, he actually went to meet Nia Ibonte, the Gbese Mache. Yes, he paid a Kesi colony. He knows his roots. So
when he went, he spoke
his family house and everything.
He spoke Ghana with him.
No.
Yeah?
No, but these days, even our children in Ghana don't even speak the Ghana.
You know, so I think we've got to be serious. I mean, a national team must be a national team in the true sense, you know. And unfortunately, what we have is not a national team. Look, I have a lot of respect for the Black Star, some of the Black Star players. I mean, somebody like Dede Ayew is somebody I've come to respect a lot. It seems to me that in the current squad, he displays a certain level of commitment and passion, you know, not just for the game, but also for his country and so on. And Dede Ayew, I think, is a fine player, you know. The only thing I don't understand is why for a very long time, anytime he's playing a match, he ties his 2 fingers with some white string.
A plaster.
It's a plaster.
Yeah. Some players do that.
Yeah, I've been trying to understand that, but I can't, you know. But he's a fine player, and I think that we've got...
This one, this is what you're talking about. The plaster.
Yeah, today is even more pronounced. Sometimes it's just the 2 last fingers.
It's a plaster.
You know. But, hey, if we want to develop football, we have to spend resources on it, and we have to do some very serious thinking on football. I agree that football has become a tool of international diplomacy. I agree that football, if it's properly nurtured, can bring in some resources for national development and so on. I mean, I travel around the places, you know. Before, everywhere you went, if you identified yourself as a Ghanaian, the first name that is mentioned is Kwame Nkrumah. And then it got to a point where the name of Azuma Nelson also became identified with Ghana and so on, and a few others. That is an indication of the role that sports can play in the promotion of a national identity. So I think that we need to spend some resources. But given the state we are now, we have to go back to the drawing board, start from the bottom, start building a team, you know. And Ghana has very excellent facilities for the promotion of football. About a month ago, I spent some time at the football academy in Pram Pram.
The Ghana Soccer Center.
The Ghana Soccer Center. You know, I spent some time there. Of course, it is obvious that the facility is deteriorating, but the infrastructure there is quite impressive, you know. So all of these facilities need to be developed properly. There's now a craze for building astroturfs in all communities and so on. I think it's good. It's not bad. Improving sports facilities is good. But the facilities by themselves do not make good players and good teams. And we've got to go beyond putting astroturfs in all communities to having a deliberate policy of team building and training.
Okay. So, you played for Fienya United, right?
I started way back from Coates. Shamakwe was my contemporary. When I was playing Has Babies, he was in Soccer Angels with Samia J. Then Joado was in Young Kotoko. Samia J of that short brother.
Ashgold.
Then I moved to Ashgold. Then I moved from Tema Coates to Kaiser Babies.
Okay.
With Santo Fiakwa.
Also Tema.
So Sandovi was then playing 7.
Yes.
So when I came, then I moved to 7. Then he moved to 9. Then late Brighton, Olympics and Okwa United, he played 6.
Yes.
Then the big great player, recently came to me in the office, Frank Leke, Togbi. He works with Snate. Great talent. And when you sit back and you watch this blaster, and I don't know the words to describe them. And Big Brother is saying that he don't want to be over critical about it, but I want to. Because I prefer to go and watch a Nigerian movie than to watch the blaster play.
Really?
Because it's so annoying. I mean, as if there's nothing at stake. Laissez-faire. They don't care about anything. And I like the anger he took in terms of commitment. When you don the national colors on you, is the biggest achievement you've got in your life as a footballer. And the lives of growing up, Awule Kwe, when was captain for the Black Stars, when we played the AFCON 78, Kuku Dazi, the go Owusu something, that TikTok BA, Go King. Owusu something, that tall Kwesi Owusu, Peter Nante, Adofama, Mohamed Polo, Isaac Kwe, Joka, Ofeansan, Esodamting, Kwesi Apia, Abeti. You can go on and on and on and on and on and on. That when you see these talents on the field and they are going to play and you hear the national anthem of our country being played, oh my goodness, goose pimples all over your body because you know you're going to get the best of the game from Ghana. Today, what is happening? Anete, what is happening to our football? Technically, at the bench, we lost it. We lost it. When I was in Parliament, one of these games that we played, I've forgotten. That was the time of Kwesi Apia. And we heard that it's going to be changed. I caught the eye of the speaker and I spoke vehemently to defend Kwesi Apia. Because all the cups we have won in this country, we never won with a foreign coach. We never won any of these cups with a foreign coach, be it the lower level or to the Black Stars. So why the crave for a foreign coach? I don't get it. So all those foreign coaches who have come and gone, compare them to Kwesi Apia. Are they better than him? Are they better than him? And sometimes, Anete, your colleagues, the media people, they are also part of to be blamed. The over-criticization of the coaches is also contributing because sometimes you get them confused. We are not saying we shouldn't criticize them. But every day when you are criticizing without offering any solution, you are not helping. You are not helping at all. So for me, I want to suggest that we ban the entire Black Stars with immediate effect. With the exception of Kudus and a young man called Pinto. That guy has speed. He has speed. And your government, Krisuti. How do you take Kudus and Pinto? These guys, they were the playmakers. Then we say, you go and take these guys out. And the substitute you bring, then they give us problems. I don't get it. So the bench, all the consultations that we've been doing, the teat-a-teat and all those things, what influence those decisions to change Kudus and Pinto? In the two games with Egypt, when they changed Pinto and they changed Kudus, look at what happened. I thought we'll have lost the lesson. So that Black Star, we need to disband them. Two, we need to develop local talents. Look, gutter to gutter. Those days when I was playing Kaiser Babies, Gbagbo Stamford Park. That was what my late father, when we were playing Crusaders. You know Crusaders in Kagomule, Alalo, Katamanto. Yeah. My late father plays Crusaders. And my late uncles. That was our field.
So where are all those spaces?
Now it's gone. It's all gone. The parks, thankfully, Henry managed to got those lands back. And I don't know what is going to be meant for. But if we can reserve some for sport development.
If you take Tema, for example, now, all the Division 1 clubs there are being forced to use the Niaje
Krakow Sports Stadium. I facilitated that.
Yes, and then the dilapidated Tema
Stadium
place. And so you have over 10 clubs. Some cannot even have access, so they have to move out of the enclave.
Yes. Look,
many of those spaces when you were playing
Kojo Park, CYO Park, Observing Park, And I can tell you, Honorable Kofi Braku, my colleague, he developed about 4 or 5 different parks.
Recently,
the Prisco Park was the first.
Recently, I read one that they said the TDC or something was going to use for some. It used to be for sports or recreation or something. And the excuse was that, look, the place was not designated for that. I remember last year, there was a controversy. A place in Tema. I'll check it out, yes.
So KB Kofi Braku, knowing the talent in Tema, the former MP, my colleague, Tema Central, he developed the Prisco Park. He developed Committee number 3 Park. He went to another Committee number 2 on your way to Committee 9. He developed 1 park there, 3. Then the Vaco Park, 4. Fence, regrassed, just to develop talent there. And I also did the Trinidad primary, what do you call it? We call it Wembley. I developed that park with stands, with floodlights and everything. Then the Manchakraku Park. Because when the Traditional Council wrote to Gapua for 2 years, it was lying there until I was told and I started pushing pressure and want that park done. In no time, that park will just go down because the pressure on the park is just too much because the guys love football and every time they want to kick the ball and all that. So fast forward, Anette, we need to develop local talent. My own uncle, Victor Welbeck, father of Danny Welbeck, he played for Academicals when he was in Achimota School. I saw my uncle playing Academicals. What has happened to all these brilliant ideas? That we need to go to the schools and colleges and pick these talents, raise them up, commit some money to it. This is the only way that we can build. Because these foreign players, they go and get some videos and do all kinds of funny things, then they are called. What is even annoying me that Rasta they put on their head? I'm not against Rasta people. Nobody should misquote me. You understand? I'm not against Rasta. But about 6 of them, or 4 of them, everybody in Rasta. For fashion. Are you to play football or you have to do fashion?
You know this thing about develop the game. Yesterday we were having the same conversation. And even talking about school sports and all that. The truth of the matter is that we have cut spending as far as sports and culture is concerned, from the basic level up to tertiary. So, yes, there are sports masters and all that because the universities keep producing graduates and all that. But we have cut spending. Sports, culture, we've cut the spending. So they don't even have, apart from even the infrastructure. I mean, we are talking about football now. But if you take, say, athletics, in the whole of Greater Accra, if they have to do school sports.
Accra Sports Stadium.
No, Accra Sports Stadium has no tracks again. Yes. And I think sometime last year, when the Accra team won the 100 by 4, you know, we saw I showed it here. I'm sure that Annie will get the tape. The state of the pattern tracks at Elwak. And that's the only place. The only place. As for the facilities in the schools there, the least said about them, you know, the better. So, this is the state of
Elwak.
Yes, the tartan tracks. So this is where Intako is held.
Greater Accra.
Yes, this is where Intako is held.
So other to continue, I think that some money must be committed to it. If we are serious and want to develop our football, these are areas that we can get the best of the talent out of it. Because in the sports, we can still make money out of it. Because if Philippines can train nurses and export them for their government to make money out of them, I don't see why we cannot commit ourselves some level of money to, you know.
I mean, the last 3 years, you know, the coast festivals, we used to have them district, regional, national, and all that, and due to funding and all those things. So I think the last 3 years, the GFA has been able to get KGL, the company, KGL. And KGL is pumping in a lot of money, which has brought about a revival of this regional and national soccer festival. Yes.
And you recently you could see government putting up a lot of stadia around. You know.
But only
You know, some stadia around, which is also helping the infrastructure.
My only problem with the AstroTurfs, it's not my only problem, it's a major issue. And I've raised it several here, is that Many of the astroturfs that have been put up, over 90% of them, they are not suitable for association football because they just don't meet the dimensions. You know this country a lot. You see the beautiful one at Wale Wale.
Yeah.
The playing surface is about 9 feet or something less. And I keep making the point. And it's been 5-6 years. I mean, the friends that we have, those who are in government or close to government, we've told them that, look, watch these things. Sometimes the people even complain that some of the MPs, let's say maybe, I just want to use Tema as an example. Maybe there's a popular place at Tema with a certain history. So although there is suitable land in the same constituency where you can build something that they say, no, this is where the votes are, this is where the thing is, so go and cite the thing there. And so you see that they'll cite the thing there and it cannot be used beyond recreational purposes. So the GFA itself has even bent the rules in allowing some of these places to be used for either women's football or Division 2 or Division 1 and all that. Just bend the rules to ensure that these things are done. And I'm saying in some of those constituencies, there is enough land to build what will be suitable for both recreational and competitive. But
they must continue to insist that the right things are done, for me. But for now, the Black Stars, they are not fit for purpose, seriously. And your brother Kurtz, he must up his game.
Yeah.
Seriously. Me, when I see him, I'll tell him on his face that I've not been happy since he assumed the presidency of our football. The game continued to dwindle all the time. So the question you ask yourself is, what did you bring on board? There are a lot of things that he can do. So be in this business.
And the truth of it, the truth of the matter is that you could point to things in several areas. But when you have the Black Stars perform like this, 2 consecutive AFCONs, it's difficult for people to even see other things
that you have done.
And for you to even speak about those things.
Because the Black Star is a lifeblood of our country. So if the Black Star is not performing, you are the FA president, seriously, it is your name that is on the chalkboard. So I will appeal to him. He should really up his game. People that he thinks that can help him, he should engage, he should consult, and make sure that from now going, before he leaves office, he redeem his image, because I'm not happy. I feel sad. He's a friend. And maybe having some difficulties, but nobody knows what we're going through. But so long as the Black Star is not performing, the buck stops with you. So I will appeal to him to do the needful to see what best he can do to redeem his image as the president of the association, and to make sure we bring back football, because what is going there is just not the best for us. Then the Ghanaman Academy that Kwesi talked about.
Yes.
There is this one, that was a FIFA money that was paid, given to Ghana, and that was what we did, isn't it? When you go to, is it Sierra Leone or Guinea or Mauritania, one of them? When I was in the ministry, there was one of these government officials who came around and we were discussing football. He talked about that same thing, that money they had from FIFA and the edifice that they put up there. When you compare to what we Ghana, it's totally unacceptable. A world-class facility with hotels, everything that befits a sports complex. That national teams are accommodated there, they do their trainings there and everything. But when you leave the infrastructure there to die like this, I mean, money that you go and spend in a hotel, if you're able to do it well, we can keep these guys there, away from town. Very serene environment that they can train and do all kinds of things. And I'm not happy. So you are part of the FA. Please, make sure you bring things back and prepare the place for us.
Okay. So imagine getting rewarded for doing something you already do every single day. Sounds too good to be true, right? So that's exactly what Momo season is all about. There's something for everyone. Download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store and use Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions to a merchant, either through the QR code or merchant ID, and stand a chance of winning 1,000 CDs weekly and other amazing prizes. The merchants are not left out of the reward. Receive payments and win. Keep using your Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. There are lots and lots of exciting prizes for everyone. So what are we doing today? Transact more with Momo Pay earn more points, and win big this Momo season. Visit momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh for your Momo for business account today. It's Momo season, so just Momo it with Momo Pay. Terms and conditions apply. And Kel Kids toothpaste flavor with strawberry that gives a perfect taste for kids and makes them develop a personal attitude and love for brushing their teeth always is what I recommend for your children. Kel Kids toothpaste protects child's gum, prevents cavities, and makes the teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. Kel Kids toothpaste is recommended for children between 2 and 6. It's a product from Samara Company, limited producers of Sasso, and is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel Kids, happy smile. And enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. And the pains of climbing the stairs, especially when you are not exercising, could be challenging for all ages. But worry no more. Lifts and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lifts and Elevators at Sakuman or just call them on 0200 535 or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movement. And they say he who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. Amen Scientific and Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital is organizing a free health screening now for the general public. This is a way of saying thank you to Ghanaians. What's more rewarding than this? The free screening includes fertility tests, prostate, stroke, diabetes, hypertension, fibroid, ulcers, hepatitis B, and many more. Note that the medical screening is free, but patients with disease conditions will pay a token for their medications. So visit Amen Scientific at Dominia Snake Flats down or Clagon near the Sherman Under Bridge and all the other branches across the country. You can call Amen Scientific on 020-722-9505 or 0244-227192 to book your appointments. Amen Scientific and Alternative Medical Hospital, Allahu Shafi, God is the healer. We'll be back shortly.
MTN.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asari.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debt.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger. Chicky whiter. Chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
To help meet your business and private printing needs successfully, we have just the right products and services. At Appointed Time Printing Limited, we specialize in digital printing, offset printing, packaging and security printing. Our innovative designs and complete professional touch on our print products.
Space for your conferences, corporate retreats and so many activities as part of the package. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin. We had an amazing experience and I can't wait to return for more.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the partial daily jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
And you might see.
This advert has been vetted and approved by...
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still me on the show. I have Kwesi Pratt Jr. and Daniel Mikwate Titus Glover. What does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember, as God the Mola, God the Power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on their website, www.gameparkgames.com, or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some mola. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more mola, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and it's not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Ayesoko, Betway's cash out just got way better. The enhanced early partial and auto cash out feature lets you cash your bets out early, cash out a portion of your ongoing bets, or even set your bets to cash out automatically. All this to give you way more control over every thrilling bet you place. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. This is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. It's not for persons under the age of 18. Betway, get way more. And charcoal has essential medicinal properties that help remove toxins from our bodies. The natural absorptive property of charcoal helps to remove the bacteria that produces bad breath in the mouth, hence giving you a fresh breath. Girl Charcoal toothpaste has been formulated and produced under strict hygienic conditions with all the necessary production protocols and has been approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Constant use of Kel charcoal toothpaste gives you a good fresh breath, whiter teeth, reduces dental plaque, makes the gum healthy and strong, prevents cavity, upset stomach, hangover, and so on. Kel charcoal toothpaste is recommended for adults and children from 6 years. Kel charcoal toothpaste for white teeth and fresh breath all day long. And this is another quality product from Samara Company Limited. Kel charcoal toothpaste, happy smile. And are you ready for something refreshing, great tasting with excellent flavors? Drink Angel Cola, your key to enjoyment. And whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you go, you've got varieties to choose from. Angel Orange for that special occasion, Angel Mango, Angel Peach, refresh your mood, Angel Apple Lime. Angel Drinks produce vitality and maintain fluid in normal balance. Angel Drinks, refreshing, invigorating, and exciting. Angel Drinks are produced by Adonko Soft Drinks Beverages Limited. Angel Drinks taste like our day, and they're recommended for all, including children. You can reach Adonko Soft Drinks Beverages Limited on 0244 832286 and 0507878668. Kingdom Home Real Estate provides quality but affordable housing facilities for sale. Their facilities are located at a serene environment of Ekwapime Kropon and Ebri with the best weather conditions. They're just 30 minutes drive from Accra and provide a modern touch of comfort. They also provide a high standard security service plus CCTV, standby generators, constant water supply and electricity. They are surrounded by lovely tourist sites such as the Bri Botanical Garden, Boti Falls, Safari Valley Resort, etc. All you need to do is to pay 70% upfront and spread the remaining 30% over a 2-year period with no interest payment at all. Locate the Ebri properties close to Ebri Girls School and the Kropon properties right after Latte Junction. You can reach them on 0559 761144 or 0555 621 611, or you can visit the website at www.kingdomhomerealestate.com. You can also check out their Facebook page. Now, gentlemen, I'm sure that we're all aware of the announcement about the VAT on electricity. Okay, so front page of Daily Post, you have 7 days to revoke VAT on electricity, TUC, to government. You see your paper yesterday, your front page had something on that, the VAT on electricity. The insights of yesterday had a story about that as well. But okay, I'm trying to get the pages 6 and 7. All right, I can seem to find the story. Okay, so it's rather on page 3. So the Trades Union Congress, the Daily Post, the Trades Union Congress has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the government demanding the withdrawal of the imposition of value-added tax on electricity consumption beyond the lifeline threshold. The Secretary General of TUC, Dr. Yao Ban, stressed on the detrimental impact of this move on the livelihood of ordinary Ghanaians, particularly pensioners and those with low incomes. During a press conference on Tuesday, January 23, Dr. Ban emphasized that the impoverished population in the country cannot afford to bear the additional tax burden. He called on the government and its agencies to promptly retract the implementation of a proposed tax. Quote, "It's always the poor people in this country, including pensioners, who bear the brunt, and we should not allow that to continue. Organized labor, we've come together, and our message to the government is very simple. We cannot pay VAT on electricity. We will not pay it today or tomorrow. Organized labor is demanding the immediate withdrawal of the letter and another directive from the Finance Minister to Gridco, ECG, to stop the implementation of VAT on electricity. We are giving the government up to January 31, 2024 to withdraw the letter." They emphasized that they will take the necessary action if the Finance Minister does not instruct Gridco and ECG to retract the letter. Quote, "If by that time the Minister of Finance fails to give directive to Gridco and ECG, we will advise ourselves." In a letter dated January 1, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta instructed the Electricity Company of Ghana and the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO, to implement the VAT with a goal of generating revenue for the COVID-19 recovery program. The government has outlined the rationale for the imposition of 15% VAT on electricity consumption. This measure is part of the government's COVID-19 recovery program aiming to generate additional revenue. And Deputy Energy Minister Japan Mesa, speaking in an interview with CTFM on Monday, January 15, emphasized that while it was a challenging decision, it is necessary to settle debts owed to independent power producers. Quote, obviously, if you look at the scope of the tax and what is intended to do, raise revenue to meet some obligations of the government in the energy sector, it will interest you to know that as we speak, as of July 2023, the amount of money that we owe to the IPPs alone is in the region of 1.7 billion. That's him. But I've seen another story. Okay. On the front page of the Custodian, we are here to charge 15% VAT on electricity, ECG. And Che Boatim reports that the Electricity Company of Ghana has stated that it has not yet started implementation of the proposed 15% charge of VAT on electricity consumption for non-lifeline residential consumers. Now, Charles Ayiku, the General Manager External Communication at the ECG, told the GNA that the company was yet to start implementation. According to him, residential customers are currently consuming power at the approved tariff rate. On when the implementation will commence, he said meetings were ongoing and the public will be made aware of its commencement before it will be rolled out. Okay. All right. So, look at that. Labour says, no. We won't pay today, we won't pay tomorrow. You have 1 week, withdraw the letter. We can't deal with it. And if you look at the issue of electricity, one, there are 4 things that have happened. Here I'm talking about impact on consumers. One has to do with a quarterly review of tariffs, which started in the last quarter of 2022. Then you have the reduction of the lifeline. Lifeline used to be 1 to 50, and it was reduced from 50 to 30. So 31 to 50, which constitutes the biggest bracket, is now off. And for those who do not know, I mean, a lifeline consumer is somebody who consumes up to 30 cedis a month. So 7 cedis, 50 pesos a week. That's lifeline, between the 1 and 30. Okay, then the band has also changed. The calculation of the band, it has also been changed, it's broken. So you have, let's say, 31 up to, say, 300, that tariff range now. And it didn't used to be that. So what it means is that if you are from 31, maybe in the past, you were within the 50 range. Or if you are even 51, you were maybe 51 to 100 or 150. But now, it's been collapsed and it's up to the 300 range. So your tariff has changed. Then, you now have the issue of VAT, and people say 15%. It's not 15%. If you do the actual calculation, it's 21.9% because of how the Ministry of Finance and Government has instructed that it should be charged. You know, it used to be the flat 17.5. So anything you buy, 17.5 is, but they've changed the calculation. So you calculate the NHIL and others separately from this. And the cumulative effect is that you end up paying 21.9% and not 17.5%.
Andy, I'm not privy to your calculation, but I'm not in doubt of what you have said. When I heard my Secretary General talking, it reminds me of my days in the struggle.
Yeah.
And now look at where I find myself. So
Nana Akufo-Addo should have sent you to the Labour Ministry.
Greetings to my lecturer. You know, he taught me labor economics.
Okay.
Dr. Ban.
Right.
He was my lecturer. And when I heard the outcome of their meeting with other labor unions and the ultimatum, I realized that there is a problem ahead. This morning, as I was driving to the studio, I heard my brother Joshua Ansan, the Deputy Secretary General, granting interview to Adum FM. And some of the questions that was posed on him was the fact that the government engaged them in taking that decision, and he said no. And another question that followed was the fact that should government invite them to talk this over? Are they ready to agree with government? At least if it's about reduction of the percentage, would they agree? And he said for now, they said government should withdraw it entirely. And government has not even come to them for any discussion on this matter. So right from the word go, you could see that communication was not there. When I was an assembly member, near Mashte, wherever he is, I wish him well. There is something that he does that I have followed in my life. Because the IGFs are generated from the markets, shops, stores, companies. They have associations, they have queen mothers. And at the time when I was in the assembly as an assembly member, the finance officer was called Mr. Sumwa, typical woman. And another, he understands how to levy, to make sure he gets small here, small here, small here. But before he can take that decision, he invites all these groups. He sits down with them. Look, the assembly, we're going to do A, B, C, D. And we need to raise these revenue. So this is what I have proposed. What do you think you can also offer? So in other words, with the ongoing dialogue and that discussion that they do, they arrive at a consensus. So that when the budget is approved and you start rolling them out, the queen mothers and the group leaders have gone to meet the rank and file and start telling them the decision that they have taken. So you realize that when you roll them out, it becomes acceptable to all. One thing I observe here is the fact that the Ministry of Finance did not engage well. Don't downplay the power and the strength of labor unions. I am from there, and I'm proud to be a trade unionist. Don't underrate any trade unions. What is important is just meet them, dialogue with them. I'm not sure that if the Ministry of Finance has met these number of unions and expressed the challenges of the country to them, of course they are contributing. And look, this is where we find ourselves. Now we cannot go to the external market to look for funds because we need to generate these monies right within. And the area where we send is look at this angle so that we'll be able to source some money out of there. So this is how we look at it. Can you also look at it and give us an input as to how we can collectively deal with this matter? So if that has not been done, that is why I see my people angry in that arrangement. And from the discussion I heard from Joshua Ansang, the Deputy Secretary General, that look, government has not come to them at all. And for that matter, we cannot say much when they come to us. This matter for me can still be looked into, right? Now that they're asking for it to be withdrawn, I will appeal to my colleagues, particularly the leaders of all the labor unions, including my Secretary General. Let's look at the nation. Currently where we find ourselves now, we are not in good times. Revenue from the external sources has not been coming. And how do you develop, how do you think outside the box and look at areas where we can get additional funding? If the percentage that is so high and it's a problem, can the trade unions look at this for us and see what we can all do?
What you say to those who say that the fixation with revenue generation, without taking into cognizance the capacity and ability of those who are being levied or taxed to pay, is really mind-boggling. A few days ago, I played a video. In fact, let's watch it again.
Okay.
The views of Dr. Baumia then on this subject matter, not necessarily electricity, but on this issue. And if you could just get me that thing on heaping taxes on businesses and individuals and all that by Dr. Baumia. And let's see how that relates to the situation we find ourselves in today.
They go bring.
Nana Akufo-Addo has made it very clear that his government is going to build a globally competitive economy. We have not really been thinking global, and this is what we need to do. That we have to understand that we are in competition with other countries, and investment moves from country to country, and we have to think global. And so, the Nana Akufo-Addo policy, which he stated, is just basically to build the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly economy in Africa. This is the goal that we are going to try to do, the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly. The tax issue is a major issue, because if you are so, fixated on revenue, you will essentially end up hurting your production. And so if you go back into history, you study the economic history of United States, Germany, England, all of them have used the tax, policy to encourage production. And this is why we are saying that, today you have a situation in Ghana, unbelievable situation, when businesses are out on strike. Businesses who should be selling are out on strike. Why are they out on strike? Because they've been overburdened by taxes, and if you don't take care, you'll be chasing the tax revenue and killing businesses. And when you kill businesses, it means you are causing unemployment. And so if you go back, this is why Nana Akufo-Addo is saying, we need to mobilize financial resources. So why are you going to be imposing VAT on financial services? It doesn't make sense in a country which has got a very large unbanked population, and we want people to bank. We will abolish that, he says. We will abolish import duty on all raw materials, because that has been a policy that will help production. Let the businesses produce. Let them make profit. And when they make profit and employ people, we will get income taxes and we will get corporate taxes. So you don't go ahead to kill the business. No, let them bring in the raw materials, let them produce. Then you will tax, at the end of the day. And I think that you have a government where you have cutlasses being taxed, condoms being taxed, and even savings. There was a 1% imposition on savings, which was later withdrawn.
On investments,
on
yes.
investments, which was later. Even to think about it it's
been suspended.
It's been suspended. But even to think about it.
Oh, it's now abolished.
Yes.
Is it? Okay, good.
Yeah, but even to think about it, it doesn't. It just questions who are making these policies.
But isn't it just another way?
Another way of raising revenue.
Well, yes,
but when
because
you become desperate, this is what happens. That when you've mismanaged the economy into this hole, then anything sounds great to you because you don't have any option.
So this is what I was referring to.
And I followed it. In fact, you recall that when we came to office from 2017-2018, there were a couple of taxes that were withdrawn by the central government, about 15 different to 17 different taxes, because we saw that those taxes are really impeding on productivity. So that were withdrawn. But currently, as we find ourselves, we don't have any other means of raising money from abroad because of the challenge in which we find ourselves. Therefore, there's a need for us to look around and see where we can get, additional funding, because the demand on government on social services are enormous. Everybody is talking about roads. He's talking about electricity generation, talking about schools, hospitals, so many things. And you all depend on the central pool, what the exchequer is going to provide. So where are we going to get all these monies from? So I think that is on that spirit that government had wanted to go and increase from the ECG one. So if this is becoming a challenge, the best thing to do is to sit with them. Look, back in my place in Vaco, when I Zoom office, the tension between management and workers was up there. So what did I do? Quickly, I have to engage. That's where I came from. So the best thing I could do was that, look, let's sit down with my people. The company you find yourself now is not like the days when Americans were here, when we were just giving out goodies here and there. We have to struggle to get something to the table, then we can share it. So please, I'm pleading with you. And I charged my HR director. I said, look, all the articles that have brought before us as management, I'm charging you. Go and meet them informally. Look, this one we can do something small about it. This one we cannot do something. Union, can you also move quietly and come here? In every negotiations, there's no winner, there's no loser. It's a win-win. So when we did all this with the support of my board, we only met for less than 12 hours. 2 hours. We just signed a collective agreement. And it went on peacefully. It is because you are recognizing the role.
Because you understand the space.
Do you understand? You appreciate the work of the unions. They are partners. They are social partners. So clearly what we need to understand is that, look, such a sensitive issue that we want to discuss. For me, as a young politician, what we could have done by the finance ministry is to meet the labor unions. Look, colleagues, this is what we have. And we all know the same we find ourselves. Please, we need your support. I don't think that Dr. Ba or any of the national unions, Morgan Ayawini and the other national unions would say, no, we'll not do anything. At least they'll be able to give us some opportunity. So it's still not lost. I still believe that the finance ministry should take a move. And
it looks like what Dr. Bamia referred to is actually what is happening to government. He says that, and I'm paraphrasing him, when you run the economy into a hole like that, everything sounds nice to you. He was wondering how anybody would even think of imposing VAT on financial services, and how anybody can want to put 1% tax on investment. As we speak today, the VAT proposal is on insurance. The insurance that you go and pay for your car, whether it's third party or comprehensive, your property, if it's commercial or it's whatever, you want to go and take insurance for burglary and fire and all those things. The directive at the ministry is that put VAT on those ones.
Anati, I've explained to you that the challenge we are finding now is that the capital market is closed. So what do? How do you raise the revenue? The demands from our people to fix roads, the demand from our people to get hospitals, goods and services, even government compensation is becoming a problem. So in other words, it is very difficult to raise revenue. So what do we do?
But that's just one way of looking at it. That's one way of looking at it, because you see, when you
need to look around and see where you can tap.
Yeah, but
the challenge here is a communication gap.
Not just communication.
I would have loved that the finance ministry would have met a little.
Not just communication. But that's a key thing. Not just communication. I'm saying that if the obsession is with raising revenue, but you see, when Dr. Bamia was speaking, he was also talking about the repercussions.
I can understand.
And that's what people are not looking at. So, for example, have you looked at, let's say, the Ghanaian worker, the pensioner, the raft of taxes that has been imposed, even in the last, let's say, 3 years or so, how they will be able to deal with those things, and what the implications of now putting VAT, you automatically are increasing the electricity bills by 22%, 21.9%. And this is separate from the quarterly adjustments. Anytime the tariff is adjusted, the VAT will increase the electricity tariff by about 22%. Obviously, economic management must also allow you to also look at the implications of these persons and the businesses and everything, and ask yourself whether they can contain all of this. You can't just be obsessed with, if we apply this, looking at the consumption patterns, we expect to raise Y.
I understand the heat you are coming up with. I appreciate it, because you want to speak for the viewers.
No, myself too.
No, I'm coming, please. In as much as you are speaking for the viewers, you're also speaking for yourself, because when every quarter is increased, the VAT is still there. It's going to affect it, and the pocket as well. And that is why I'm saying that you when you make your argument so forceful like this, you forget the angle in which we find ourselves situation now.
No, I don't.
Because we don't have any other means of raising money apart from getting it internally. So if the approach to raise this money is becoming a problem, it means that we need to fall back and look at what other methods that we need to do. Does it mean we need to reduce it, which is fair? And when you reduce as well, the expected revenue you need to do to carry on with these projects is also not going to be successful.
What about decreasing expenditure?
You're fine for some time.
Because you can't do. You see, you can't do everything.
Of
you,
course.
You speak about you are there's pressure, but you can't do everything.
I know you cannot do everything.
Yes, because
so
in our
you
own
prioritize
homes,
them.
yes.
You prioritize them.
Yes.
So that is why they took the matter to Parliament, and the Parliament MPs they look at it, and they've approved it. So having approved the appropriation passed, how do you raise the revenue to finance these projects or the expenditure outlines you have in the budget? So if this is coming a problem, it means that if they reduce, automatically it's going to affect the budget. So the finance minister have to go back, maybe in the mid-year, to go have a review of the budget he has done. So clearly that is the way I find myself. So I still want to stand my earlier comment that I made, that the finance ministry immediately must engage the trade unions and the other allied unions to see how they can resolve this problem. Because if a union strikes, I tell you, we're in the trouble.
All right. Chrissy, let me bring you in.
Well, I mean, for me, my difficulty mainly relates to election promises and how they are fulfilled. I mean, 7 years ago, here we had the new patriotic party struggling to come into power. And one of the reasons why they wanted to come into power so badly was that we had too many taxes. And they made a promise that rather than generating revenue from resources, from taxation, they would do so on production. 7 years later, their tax record is far worse than the government they came to replace. And it is shocking, real shocking. Again, it's important to recognize that there are many people who are playing leading roles in this government who were in the first instance even opposed to the introduction of value-added tax, completely opposed to it. They get the opportunity to come into power, and every budget, every year, they tinker with the VAT levels in order to generate more revenue. Now, sometimes I sit back and I wonder, I mean, the opposition to VAT led to the death of innocent people, including a school child. So, what does their conscience tell them when they keep on doing these things, imposing more VAT, on goods and services and so on? I mean, our opposition to VAT led to death. Ahunu hunger died. So that alone should prick our conscience. But it does appear that in a certain kind of politics, principle doesn't matter. The past is completely erased, and we just continue moving on. It's really shocking that we do this. Now, the other thing has to do with organized labor and the positions that they take on these issues. And clearly, organized labor is taking a position, according to the Secretary General, in order to alleviate the suffering of pensioners, workers, and some categories of citizens and so on. And I would think that that's a correct position to take. But if you go out there into the public, what you hear is that they always come and threaten and pipe down. You understand? They've never been able to take their threats forward. Look at this case of the deunionization of workers in some places and so on. They came up with threats to go on strike. Indeed, the International Labour Movement actually mobilized support for the Ghana Trades Union Congress and so on. In the end, it just fizzled out. So, in the public domain, there are many people who think that this is also one flash in the pan and that is going to fizzle out in no time. Now, here we are. Already, people are struggling to pay their electricity bills. Okay. And it's been argued that we are indebted to the independent power producers in the millions. The independent power producers have even threatened to shut down electricity and so on. So what do we do in these circumstances? Randy, if you look at line losses in the supply of electricity, it is huge. It is way above
industry acceptable.
Exactly.
Limits.
You know. So what are we going to do about line losses? What are we going to do about illegal connections and all of that? Randy, there's a new development. I don't know if you're aware. I'm aware of many, many people whose meters have developed faults. And in one instance, a customer actually went to complain 6 months ago that the meter has developed a fault. 6 months later, the meter has not been repaired. It has not been, replaced. Now, all of this contributes to the losses of the company. So if you want to increase tariffs, if you want to put VAT, on consumption and so on, what are we doing in order to address the shortcomings, the major shortcomings which have become serious, revenue, how do they call it, seepages and so on? How do we do that? That's a challenge to the Public Utilities Regulation Commission. It's a challenge to the Electricity Company of Ghana. And it's a challenge to the policymakers, the Ministry of Energy.
Because we know that the excuse of there are huge debts in the power sector. And so this is to address them and all that. We know that those are not true. And the evidence abounds to support that. For example, ESLA was set up to do the same thing. What did we do with ESLA? What did we do? We spent ESLA on things other than dealing with the debt situation in the sector.
Randy, you're right. Randy, you are absolutely right.
What was Get Fund for? What are we doing? What was NHIL for? What are we doing with it? All the funds that we have capped. It's all to bring a lot more into the central fund kitty so that we can spend from there.
And there's a fundamental question that we need to ask. Why have we driven ourselves to a situation where total national revenue is not able to meet government commitments? What is happening? Either the resources which are generated are not being spent on the priority areas and so on, or Randy, there's a problem. Okay, there's a clear problem. And the problem is this: why is revenue we are generating not able to fund, government expenditure? Somebody must look at that. There are those who have looked at that and who have come up with all kinds of suggestions: large size of government, expenditure, at the presidency, overstaffing, and so on,
But see, we don't need to go far. If you look at government expenditure, and you look at the capex component, and maybe in the course of next week, I might do that to show the capex spending that we've done maybe in the last 20 years or so. If you look at that, if you look at goods and services and you look at capex, which are at the bottom, and you see how much we spend on them, as against interest payments, for the year 2024, compensation has overtaken interest payments because of DDEP, the fact that we are not paying our bills really. But even if you added amortization, it will come back to number one. So interest payments, which have never been number one, has become number one the last 5 years or so in this country.
These are the questions we have to deal with. You understand? You have a government which came into power promising that purchases of official vehicles would be suspended.
I think that was a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
No, from the very beginning.
Really?
Yeah, 7 years ago. They made that pledge.
Really? I thought that it was when they said that government was going to cut expenditure, then they announced.
No. 7 years ago. You understand? Now, today, if you sit back and watch I mean, the purchases of official vehicles is gone beyond the wildest imagination. I mean, when did we start buying Maybachs, Mercedes Maybachs, as official vehicles?
If we have bought one, then it can only be for maybe the president's fleet.
Yeah, but should we? But should we?
We can live with one. You see? We can live with one.
You mean one?
Yeah,
I'm talking about a fleet.
You know why I say that?
Yeah.
Because I know that we have like Mercedes S-Class in the presidential fleet. I know that. You know, so.
Yeah, but there have been media reports
Yes.
that we bought a fleet of Maybachs, and for me it doesn't make sense. In this critical condition.
In fact, for security reasons, you don't even buy one of a kind for, let's say, the presidency, for security reasons. So you can't have just one.
Whatever it is, how do we justify that in the current crisis, in the current situation?
Maybe it's just that we can live with it, but maybe when you add all the other things.
I'm adding all.
Okay.
I mean, look, did the use of a Renault 4,
what?
Renault 4 by Sankara reduce his stature in any way?
But that's not our I mean, the truth of the matter is that in this Fourth Republic, the fleet has been either Mercedes, then we had the Toyotas.
Yeah, but if this is our attitude, then why are we complaining?
No, you don't get a point I'm making. I'm just saying that. No, I get
what you're saying, but I'm saying that if that is our attitude,
maybe the Sankara one might be an extreme example.
Yeah, but we've come to the point where we have to do the extreme.
Yeah, because see,
because we are broke.
Because my point is that
this economy has collapsed.
My point is that there are many things that we could have done differently, and maybe if we had done those things, nobody will be complaining about seeing a couple of Maybachs or I'm not saying that those who raise those issues are wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that a lot. Look, one of the questions I ask myself is, so I say, so 3 years into 4 years, so the president.
Yeah, His Excellency is entitled to give it to you.
Could have traveled 4 years without those kinds of private jets, and he will still be okay, and he will still be running the country.
But is that not what I'm trying to do?
Why then did we do all those things?
Is that not just what I'm trying to do?
Yeah, you are.
That's all I'm trying to do. If you want to say anything, you can say it.
I want you to finish before I come. Because the trajectory you are going, I just want to intervene a bit. So we open.
No, carry on, no problem. There's no problem at all.
Annette, you recall in the early days between 2017 and 2018.
Yes.
The president was still using his old Benz when he came to office.
His old Benz.
Old Benz that he brought from opposition to office.
Okay. I know about the Lexus 4-wheel.
He was using his old Benz.
Okay.
And National Security asked him, no, you can do that for the first 2 years. On Accra.
Maybe first
assignment.
Maybe first
that
year,
kind of
not
thing.
years.
So when Big Bro is saying that, why do you have to go and buy Maybach? And you are trying to
I'm not sure you are suggesting that the National Security has to buy a Maybach.
No, I'm not saying that. Because you are looking at the security.
Yes.
The safety
of
the president.
Yeah, very paramount.
The security and the what?
Safety.
The safety of the president.
My friend.
And even comfort.
You know, so clearly, I'm not saying that if 1 out of 2, you have these fleets, it's not for him personally as a President Akufo-Addo, but for the office that he occupies. To go
this
and run
security and safety
naturally.
You better drop it.
Naturally. But his security is not important to you. Is his president's security not important to you?
My friend, drop it.
I'm asking you, is the safety and the security not important to you? So you could go back to
the thing that gives leaders.
So why you even give it to Sankara style, Renault, this,
hold on.
Mazi style,
Masa, I beg you. This safety and security argument, drop it.
Why should I drop it?
because leaders get the most security from serving the interest of the people.
So you mean Akufo-Addo is not serving the interest of the people?
When leaders serve the interest of the people, their security is better guaranteed than buying Maybachs and flying in private jets.
Is not serving the interest of the people?
Drop the security argument. Just drop it completely.
Because it's important. If it's not important to you, it's important to me. And it's safety. So whatever we do to secure his safety and security, we'll do it.
They begin to fear everything, including the citizens who brought them to power. And that's when this security argument comes up and so on. Look, if leaders do the right things, people will be ready to give them the maximum security that they need. Look, Chavez was overthrown in a military coup. Venezuela. They actually managed to capture him and take him to the military barracks. People without weapons, just with pans and sticks, managed to release him from captivity. So this security and safety argument, drop it. History has proven.
I insist. I'm not going to drop it.
Okay, carry on. No problem.
I'm not going to drop it. If that is your style, then that is fine. But every president in this country, their security and safety is important to all of us. Not necessarily about Akufo-Addo. Any president that had come and future ones, it is a duty of the state to protect their to protect them.
And they are best protected by buying the most expensive vehicles in the world. How can you say that? Presidents are best protected if they buy the most expensive vehicles in the world.
What is are you equating the life and the safety in terms of the money they spend on him? Is that what you're saying? So if the president should kick the bucket today because of any attack on his persona, is that what you're saying? How do you put value on the loss of the president to the security they are protecting to him, providing to him by the state? How do you just oppose that?
I do not see how.
Oh, please don't go there.
Listen.
Please. Big bro, don't go there.
I do not see
Your
how.
argument is not
Anybody.
Don't go there because when you measure,
my brother, please, I beg
when you measure,
stop what you're doing.
The value, the life of the president to the security and protection.
Okay. I do not see how anybody can do a security.
For them to drive you up and down and see what.
I do not see how anybody can do an empirical analysis of the security threat that presidents face and come to the conclusion that our president's security threat is higher than the security threat that Fidel Castro faced. I don't see how that analysis can be made.
Do analysis here in Ghana, not Fidel Castro. Here. Fidel and Americans are different people. Do the analysis here. Do your analysis. Why are you going to Fidel Castro? Here and Americans are their beef. Do the analysis here. Here. And stop this Fidel Castro and American Bambura. Do it here. How can you do it here?
You're talking about a president who had at least close to 400 assassination attempts and so on. And yet he was using a military jeep, driving himself. You understand what I'm saying? So he never bought a Maybach. Never bought a Maybach. Never flew the types of jets that our president has been flying and so on. So this security thing is just a ruse. Bottom line, just a ruse. You understand? And then I think the important thing that we have to understand is that, look, we have hit rock bottom. That is where we are. So arguments about security and so on also have to factor in just the fact that we have hit rock bottom.
All right, so let's end on this one, Kwesi and Nekwate. The Electoral Commission of Ghana says it's push for a change. So we heard about, in 2016, the Electoral Commission tried to change the date from December 7 to November 7. And in Parliament, it required 2/3 of the votes. They failed to secure 2/3 of the votes, so that didn't happen in 2016. Now, fast forward, recently we've heard about the Seventh-day Adventist petition to
the Electoral Commission for a change, because the 7th December for 2024 this year falls on a Saturday, which is their Sabbath, and so they want to change not just for themselves. They were proposing a Tuesday in either the first week or second week of November, and they're saying that beyond them, they think that the key days for religious days, religious groups, should not be an election day. That's the point. Now, we know that the Electoral Commission met IPAC on Monday, and the Electoral Commission put forward a 7th November thing before them. Now, the EC says its push for a change is unrelated to the petition submitted by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Now, on Tuesday, so it was rather Tuesday, the chairperson of the ECG, Mensa, suggested shifting the date for both presidential and parliamentary elections from December 7 to November 7. According to a deputy chairperson of the Electoral Commission in charge of corporate services, Dr. Bosma Asare, the commission has for years been pushing for a change in election date. He explained that political parties have raised concerns about the limited time December 7 provided to have either a runoff or correct certain errors that might have occurred during the election. Speaking on Joy FM's News Night, he said, quote, "Let me state very clearly that it has nothing to do with the Adventist Church, what the Adventist Church brought in the form of a petition. This was something the Commission had thought about from 2020, but we did not have enough time to be able to put it into action in 2020. Yesterday, that's Monday, when we met at IPAC, we made it very clear to the parties that this was a proposal that came from political parties themselves in 2015. So that's why I related it to the 2016 one that failed in Parliament. The reasons they gave at the time was that in the event there was a runoff, the EC will have exactly 21 days, and right after the 21 days, the next 1 week will be inauguration. Apart from that too, we gave a reason that the time for the EC to work on organizing the elections within 3 weeks will be very, very tight. Beyond that, the time for the inauguration, you have a new government and an old government leaving office, the time will be too short. Dr. Bosman added that he encouraged the parties to support the EC push for an amendment, as it's one of the ways his outfit could improve the electoral process. Meanwhile, a representative of various political parties at the IPAC meeting requested time to deliberate with their party executives and revert. Is it?
Andy, to start with, I like to start with the request by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Yes. I mean, if we accede to that request, we would never be able to be certain about the date on which elections are held.
No, they said that they said Tuesday of either the first week or the second week of November. So they are looking for a date, a fixed date. We say, for example, the Farmers' Day is the first Friday of December every year. So what they are proposing is, let's say, either the first or second Tuesday.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Because the first or second Tuesday may fall on different dates.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So you
just
never
like the Farmers' Day.
Yeah, you will never have a fixed date, for holding elections.
Yes.
And then besides, the Seventh-day Adventist Church is not the only religious, fraternity in Ghana. There are many others. And all of them have their holy days. Master, in the end, we will not have a date for elections. If you take into account Seventh-day Adventist Church, our Muslim community, other churches, Akunedi, and so on, Nogopo, and so on. You will never have a date for an election. Because almost every day is somebody's holiday. Every day, from Sunday to Sunday. Every day is somebody's holiday. So that argument, I think, is a very bad argument. We should put it aside. Now, with regards to the proposals that the Electoral Commission is making, for me, the most important problem with our elections since 1992 has been the credibility of results. All that the Electoral Commission is saying would not resolve that most important problem that we have faced, credibility of results. And I think we should focus on that. If the Electoral Commission has anything to do in order to improve our elections and its outcomes, the first thing they have to recommend is that card-bearing party members should not be on the commission. That's a major, major step. Let's stop card-bearing party communicators from being on the commission. It's so crucial, for me. We should avoid a situation where election results are announced on mere sheets of paper, without signature, without letterhead. We should avoid it. We should put in the mechanism to ensure that election results, do not exceed, the number of votes cast do not exceed, declared, do not exceed the number of registered voters as well. These are the important things. As for the rest, Massa, I don't think they're so very crucial. Okay? We are going to go into one, and many people have said so, of the most crucial elections in our history. What is the guarantee that the results declared will reflect actual votes cast? That is the critical question. I'm happy that finally the National Democratic Congress went to this IPAC meeting. I do hope that it's a signal of a thawing of relations, between the Electoral Commission and the parties. And I do hope that all the parties and the Electoral Commission will continue to cooperate going forward to December 7th and so on. But the crucial issues for me are not the issues which are being raised at all.
Yes, Nebato.
Anity, let me also thank the NDC finally agreeing to physically be present at IPAC meetings. Because all along, even though they are not present, invitations are extended to them, minutes of the meetings are sent to them, and they've been following it religiously. But for them to agree, I'm sure a lot of discussions have gone on. And let me commend them for agreeing to be at the IPAC meeting for a very long time. Now to suggest that they want to push the date for the election earlier in November than December, and the fact that attempt they made in 2016 did not succeed, now they want to bring this on board, it's left for the political parties to determine it. And when you look at the reasons that they are given, whether it is early or it is late, I think it serves the same purpose. Because when there should be a runoff, you have, is it 20 days or 21 days?
21.
To run. Then you have to prepare for transition and handing over. And that rush is not helpful. You look at the Nigerian elections that they held. It took almost about 3 months, or less than 3 months, between 2 and 3 months, before they handed over.
Yeah, they have a long stretch before inauguration.
Yes. which is quite good.
They have a long stretch between the election and inauguration.
But every arrangement will have its problems. Oh, yeah. Imagine that you elect a government, the opposition wins elections, and the sitting government is sitting there for 3 months. In the 3 months, you know what will happen. That is when all this arrest of so-called stolen vehicles, chasing of people, and so on, it will happen. That's also another problem. You cannot have any situation which does not have attendant problems. You understand? What I'm saying is that the most important thing in an election is that the will of the people must not be subverted. For me, that's the most important thing. Shifting dates would not create a condition in which the will of the people would not be subverted. Packing the Electoral Commission with party loyalists is a problem. Let's stop that.
Can I have a bite?
Oh, please carry on, Massa.
Thank you very much. Hey, me no Nobody has stolen anybody's mandate. Okay, Adete? Nobody has stolen anybody's mandate. And the will of the people will always be respected. Should anything otherwise happen, we know what to do. The due process are there. So, for me, nachi. So me, this banter and ranting.
This
He's not
go
going to
to
have anybody.
Hey, Charlie, my brother. Ranting is not the word you should be using on this show.
So please, cool down. You had your bite, so let me just roll. So anything for me, they are the supervisors of the elections.
Ranting is not the word to use on
I
this
withdraw.
show.
I withdraw. Are you happy? I withdraw, respectfully.
It's not about me.
It's okay.
Whether I'm happy or
It's
not.
okay.
It's about respect.
It says respectfully.
He's withdrawn.
I withdraw. So whatever we think the EC can do to enrich the elections, that is why they have this advisory group to make inputs. But in any case, by the rules of the Electoral Commission, nobody can stop them whatever they want to do. But in every step or every decision that they want to take, they must look at the interest and the security of the state.
Well, the truth of the matter is that for what they want to do, they would need the votes in Parliament.
From Parliament.
And I hope that that is not what is informing this approach. Because, previously, they have not adopted such approaches. I don't know if it's because they can't just go with the CI and just go there and go and do it. That is why they are doing, because this is how they should
but the date
approach
is
single.
constitutional.
Yes.
So they still have to get the CI to get it done.
No, you don't get what I'm saying.
I don't get
I'm just saying that to get the amendment, in fact, they are separate. There's a parliamentary and a presidential. To do both, you will need Parliament to vote on it. So it's not like the normal CI that you go and lay and then after 21 days it matures and you're done. All I'm saying is that I love this approach. You have a proposal, you go to them, you say, this is our proposal.
Yeah.
They say, okay, we've heard you, we need to discuss with our parties. So please go. Let's meet next week. Let's look at it. For me, this is
the beauty of it.
This is how
it should
things
go.
ought to be done. I'm just saying that I hope that it's not because it's going to end up with a vote in Parliament. That is why they are doing what is right. If this is how the EC will deal with IPAC, I think that it will be a very refreshing way to go.
Then on the suggestion by SDA, my grandfather is an SDA, late Mrs. Anani. Okuvandabo, he's my uncle.
Yes.
He's an advent. And like we said, all the days people are associated, groups are associated with it. So I think that is going to be
told somebody that the Tuesday, it doesn't look like any major day. So the fishermen say, don't go to sea. It means they can go and go. They say, no. That's the day they mend their nets. I say, Abba, can we ever win?
Of course. Of course. That's where they mend their nets and do other chores around. So for me, whatever the EC will do to enrich the elections, I'm all for it.
Right.
But it should be more of consultations with other political parties.
Parliament and the political parties should be minded first and foremost by free and fair elections.
The integrity of the election.
The integrity, that should be the thing. And you see, the integrity of the elections can be subverted in many ways. And something is happening now. Have you realized that all of a sudden, this Western Togoland thing is up again?
Yeah, but it's so obvious. For it to rear its head 2024, it's so obvious. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Whoever is engaged in that,
they will crush them.
Whoever is engaged in that thing,
they will crush them.
No, that's not what I'm talking
about.
What
I'm saying, anybody who rocks them, they will crush them.
No.
The security of the state will crush them.
I am hoping
if there are people who are behind them, and they are doing all those
I'm hoping that it will not become a pretext.
They shouldn't dare.
For inundating the voter region with soldiers.
And then after the election, there's no threat again.
After the election, there's no threat.
So all those who are behind them and do all those funny things, they should stop it. When they dare, the security will stop them.
That is not
what I'm talking about.
The 400 people have elevated their game. Even the 400 people, they've elevated their game.
I mean, this Western Togoland thing, really. I mean, who is for secession in Ghana? I mean, if you are not crazy, you cannot be advocating.
How is that even a threat?
I hope that it is not a pretext for doing some other things.
We have bigger issues, bigger security issues to deal with.
And that's more important than changing the date of the elections.
Right. Anyway, so, Pesi and Nikwate, thank you for joining me on the show.
I haven't seen Nikwate the whole year. And hoping that he would invite us to go and see his new empire.
Which one is that?
Baku.
Our range.
He wants to. I think he's trying to change some things, so he wants to finish those things before we go there.
I will commission my new boiler, so I invite you to come.
No, we'll come and give you some.
It's been set up.
Oh, it's been set up. We invite. Yesterday when I closed, I went there. They are putting some pieces together. They're connecting the electronics and the electrical just to steam up.
How many? There's a name you call it.
Port lines.
How many port lines?
Cell lines. Currently we are doing 117. 117, 118. Yes, but this year we'll be doing 140.
Okay.
We'll be doing 140.
All right.
So the boiler is a major component to the carbon operations. That produces the steam to mix up with the pet coke, petroleum coke and other things to form the anodes.
Okay.
The guy has become an expert.
He's learning fast.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
At least I think he took good advantage of his tenure as deputy to learn a lot.
I'm really impressed.
Okay.
You know.
So I invite
you. So thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Up next.
Yes, boss.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two, with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bets. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the He.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi, the star boy. Desi.
Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
Today I'm better. Yeah, I am better.
I see.
Yes. Time for the trends. And of course, Chris Hughton will be trending. We woke up this morning to the news that he had been relieved of his work as Black Stars coach. And so he's no more the coach of the team. And of course, the technical team has also been dissolved. So that's him on your screen earlier. And this says that Chris Hughton was thoroughly out of touch with the Ghana. Okay, this one says that Chris Hughton sacked Ghana job vacant. Hussein Mourinho clubless, give him the job ASAP. The special one. That's from the Swag King Co. And moving on. This one says that Chris Hughton actually waited to be sacked instead of resigning willingly. He doesn't rate us for thinking we would have maintained him. Okay, that's from Makito. Fresh Makito writing that on X or Twitter, as you would have it. And so a lot of them has been going on Twitter since yesterday when, the permutations for the Cameroon game and Gambia game was going on here and there. And finally, when Cameroon won the game, knew that we're coming home. But people are singing one song on Twitter, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Only one man, his name is Heverina.
It's not available.
He's not available. Well, we have to. I know he's trending he's in the trends today, and of course, during the AFCON.
He left the Saudi job.
The Saudi job
to take up the
women's team.
Yes, of France.
Of France,
yes.
Yeah. So as we would talk, and right, he's doing volley, he's French already, so that's what he's doing in France. So we'll have to look for another coach to lead the Black Stars and like a brand new technical team to do that. So we'll wait on that. I've seen also in the trends, because ENTC trending, GFA President trending, Didayu trending, all of that. And I saw a video also just when I got in that Chris Hughton was saying goodbye to the team at the team's hotel in Ivory Coast. And well, we'll see. I was going to ask Doc who's going to be the best coach, but I realized that, this is why, Doc, I mean, this is why they don't get answer.
Which one is that?
Who's the best coach?
Next Black Stars coach.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So that one. In the coming future, when the team gets back.
Who do you think should be the coach?
I don't have anybody in mind. They said Jose Mourinho is.
Huh?
Mourinho is clubless.
I was going to say something.
No, you know me at the talk.
I was going to say something in Ghana, but this is television.
No, you know me at the talk. It's on. He was trending when I think 2 days ago or yesterday, just when we lost that game. He was trending. I care over Picky Mourinho, about Coach Black Stars. That one there, you know, be here.
Amen.
Or maybe he can do it voluntarily, like you go fit take dash. You say. Okay. But for now, I don't know anybody. Well, let's wait and see when they come back and they do their meetings, and since we'll get to the.
You want to buy my back with a Picanto budget?
Okay. I saw someone said we should talk to Prosper Ogum and Samobudu to team up and start coaching on the Black Stars.
Okay.
I don't know how that will go for work.
Okay.
Samobudu was giving an assaulting coach. Anyway, let me move on. When I talk about Maurice Zampao and Chema Wutumi, I say to me, busy to me. They've been told to come on Monday, even if for Chema Wutumi, I say even if he will be in a wheelchair, he has to come on Monday to Manshia. This morning I saw that the platform Wutumi has apologized on his behalf, but I don't know, like he's still for appear. And let me read some of the comments there. So this one says that would be unfair to the NPP because Wutumi acted on his own, not on behalf of the party. They have to punish Wutumi, not the NPP. And the General Secretary was there. In Maisha yesterday, we ran that story. This one says that there are some troubles money can't find solution to. You can ask Chema Wutumi for more details with a laughing emojis there. That's from Official Lordy. So it says, even at my age, I won't say things like these. Maurice Zampao is a disgrace. Now that the NPP said they have no hands in what he said, he will see his smoothness level. I wonder why people can't control their tongue. So that is also, look, I guess, yes.
What did Maurice Zampao do?
Oh, say he talk against,
After Wutumi?
Yes. On the same platform, on Wuntumi's platform. So,
okay,
be like, now collaborative effort, collabo.
Okay.
So
maybe he will move to Accra. He will decide not to
go to Kumasi to work, you decide not to go on Untumi's platform again, and you come and stay in Accra, and therefore not attend to the summons by Menchia.
By Menchia. I said, I think to the 3 MPP small, so it'll be like.
But it's the original chairman, and it's their stronghold.
Yeah.
And so, although the MPP was not summoned, Menchia never summoned MPP.
Yeah, the MPP,
Yeah, they never summoned MPP. It's the MPP that took it upon itself. To
So
go and represent the chairman and speak on his behalf.
They felt begging ahead.
And when the Marizampa one was raised, they disowned him quickly.
They said, we don't know how. Sunday. It was on that note that today they have made a video. Those of us who love Black Stars, and those of us who are trying to watch let's watch the video.
Na enye se bia makodi tolobi fa eda benkwemu na agye mensa ho na me hohoro da bi so hu se me hohoro mensa na me hohoro mensa fi blasters dwumedie nyina mu forever and ever say yes support blasters say me di me prepaid ehwe blasters match say metenansia ahomache ahwe blasters match ayebehye blasters 6 say common comoros ebechi Ghana ahye Ghana blasters de misdamu me hohoro mensa from me sune if you Ghana Brasta dwumedie nyina ho because ya me say me ex girlfriend jam me o ka chem say me nya nije o wiase mu hada no em say Brasta sakwaji sika wo ge ne ho eno mo fakoti kwan so na gomo temakoma em mama koma yale em mami bibi Brastas tibushwa fo me srem say me she Brasta Jesse ana Brasta be bo match na me support ana Brasta po be winning match amekwa bosolo ko twi gens e wo dance ase de me srem Brastas minemu tu kwanta ye disi ha Brastas ade Brastas
Do you know the favorite part for me was it soon What's the video of that one?
The way he roped in the woman.
Sasa the SB or the Blasters kasa someone temakoma sune. But you know what? The next game we also love Black Stars. We'll be there to support the Black Stars. I know there's just something, there's just a connection. And this one I keep here I saw a list of players written by one of our guests and wow. This one I also read about Ajmandria, former defender of Asante Koroko, Ashgold and Hattofolk, and what a rock he was. But lots of praises are coming in for Jiku.
His nickname was
Rambo, yeah, Jiku, because he...
Alexander.
Yeah, because he rendered an apology. You know, a lot of people are saying that this is, like he's the man. And you could see that throughout the tournament, the guy needed him. Like he was everywhere on the pitch. You know, a lot of apologies for Jiku in the tournament. Yeah. On that note, Chelsea won by 6-1. And we won by 6-1. We beat Middlesbrough. You know, the AFCON has taken the attention of, but Doc, we are meeting you in the final.
Yeah, have you finished?
No, I finished.
Okay.
Who'll score you?
Go. So up next, Metro Sports.
Morning Ghana is brought to you by MTN.
The world